Hey guys, Pastor Jim here. So I just stopped at Goodwill and picked up a couple things. What I was looking for, they didn't have, as usual. I normally find when I go there, it's more of a look around, see what you can find kind of treasures, because what you're going for, they don't seem to normally have. Understandable. But they found, or they had two other things that I needed that I've been wanting to get, and they had one of each there. Awesome. For a total of $12. So that's a deal. Now, as some of you know, with the dietary restrictions of our family, there's certain things that we don't get. We don't eat, we can't stock, like flours. You know, whether it's baking flour, any kind of wheat flour, we don't stock. So we've been experimenting with some other stuff. We got a 25-pound bag of chickpea flour. Garbanzo beans, chickpeas, whatever you want to call it. I forget what the actual name is, but it's pea flour. So we got a whole bunch of that, and we don't use flour very much. So we do pancakes and some of that kind of stuff, some of the stuff that Natalie likes, but we don't use it real fast. So we've got a 25-pound bag of it sitting open. That's not good. One, it takes up a whole lot of space in the pantry because we don't have a huge pantry in the kitchen. Two, it's just a whole lot of stuff that's going to get spilled or buggy or something. It's like, no, we need to take care of this. So we're putting it up in 1-gallon Mylar bags to store back in the buckets. And I got a new flat iron. A lot of people do the whole bag and Mylar bag and bucket. You use the iron and the 2x4 across. Fill your 5-gallon Mylar bag inside your bucket. Go across it with the iron most of the way. Throw your oxygen absorber. Finish it off. Trim the excess. Stuff it and cap it. Like, it works, but it's easier to use a flat iron. You know, like a curling iron. Women know what I'm talking about. Only a flat iron. Then you can just kind of zip right across it. Real easy. Same kind of thing, and you can get closer to the product. That way the oxygen absorber has less oxygen to absorb, and you get a nicer vacuum seal on it. So, flat iron, $4. I'm like, okay, I'll spend $4 on a flat iron, that I can leave my wife's stuff alone. She'll appreciate it. So now we have a flat iron for food storage. The other thing is a new dehydrator. We dehydrate a lot of stuff. We dehydrate fruits when they're in season. We dehydrate peppers. We dehydrate whatever we can. It's a great food storage. Then you can even take that and put it in Mylar bags, or you can put it in mason jars. We've got canning jars of stuff, seasonings, herbs. Dehydrate it, grind it up, crush it up however fine you want it, and throw it in your mason jars. And we've got stuff that we've been working out of for years, handy in the kitchen. Grow a bunch of it, or get it when it's on sale, which is, depending on growing seasons and stuff, one of our preferred ways of doing it. Whatever is in season, you can get a good price on. Get a whole bunch of it. Dehydrate it. Put it away. I mean, who doesn't want an extra bag of banana and apple chips? Because if you got little kids, they like them. I mean, we like them. Maybe not somebody's little kids, but kids that like fruit do. So that's what we're working on. We got new dehydrator, back to dehydrating. Our other one had plastic trays. It was similar. It was plastic trays that had really big holes in it. So we'd run into issues when you're trying to dehydrate real small stuff. You end up having to either use a little mesh, like window screen stuff on it, or you take out some wax paper and you lay it on there, and that works good. And you can dehydrate it, because as everything dehydrates, it shrinks up smaller and smaller and smaller, and before you know it, everything on the top trays is falling through down onto the bottom trays and down underneath to the heating coil, and it makes a mess. So if you're trying to do either something really wet, then you want to put out a layer of parchment paper on there first, lay the stuff on that, still leaving room where air can circulate around it nice, or something that's going to get really dry and crispy like herbs. If you're trying to dry basil or something, it's just going to, as it dehydrates, it's just going to shrink up and crush up, and you're going to have little crumbly things all over the place, and it can get kind of messy. So lay out some parchment paper in there or something, and it helps quite a bit. The old one we had got a little too much use, and the kids got a little too happy with it. Once we lost about half the trays because they were plastic and they were cracked and broken, it wasn't as good anymore. So we'll still use it, you just can't do very much at a time. So now we got a nice, practically brand new one, and the flat iron, $12. Good deal in my opinion for the two of them. So we are back at it, putting more stuff up this weekend. We're not doing any canning right now because I'm not too sure about loading up lots and lots of canned jars and heading across the country. I'm a little concerned about the seals, so we're not adding anything to that until we get to the new homestead. But that is what we were doing. Still got to put some food away. People still need to eat. So keep going, and I'll see you on the next one.